Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another plan with me. This is gonna be the last Halloween kit for this season. Shed a tear, but that's okay because we're gonna move into fall and Thanksgiving and Christmas, so it's all good. It's all good. We've had a good run. It's been amazing, but let's get into it. In fact, actually, I kind of struggled on what kit I was gonna use for Halloween week, so I was almost tempted to use Pasteloween and then Return of Pasteloween, and I was going to use them together, but then I was kind of like, no, because I don't know if that kind of fits my vibe for what I'm doing in this planner in terms of like how I structure my kits. So this one went out. At the end of the day, this one went out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this last week has looked like. Here we go. This is the Spooky Movie kit. I love it. It's amazing. This is like perfect Halloween movie night stuff going on. This was the week before, and then a current week that we are in is going to be Monster Mash, which yes please, it's amazing as well. So we're going to use the last of our exclusive art kits for the week of Halloween, called Haunted Estate. Like I said, I struggled back and forth on what to use, and like I said, this one just kind of won out, just because of how I kind of structure my kits in this and everything. But then that just means that I'm going to use Pasteloween this next year. I'm going to have to, because I am going to be in a B6 planner. So yeah. All right. So let's get going here. All right. So my voice is just a little on the raspy side because I was like having a laughing, coughing, deep in my belly fit going on. I told my husband I'm sitting here filming, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna need another soda for this evening time frame. We've got a lot to get done, and I am just dragging. We're so tired, and I'll get to why it is so tiring here in just a minute. I'm not gonna use the header strips, so let's see. I'm kind of feeling the skeleton vibe. This was the one that my PR girl Natalie used up in her top box over here, but I'm kind of feeling the skeleton vibe. This is a very like neutral dark kit, so like you've got lots of dark browns and grays and blues in here. So if that's kind of your jam, this kit's your jam too. And the nice thing is like, see, we have like the boxes like this, and we have the solid boxes like this. So if these are kind of like your color combos and stuff, we've got a couple a la carte pages that you can use that really fill that that need. Same with like the glitter headers and date covers. So all right, so okay, so let me get back to my story of why I was in like a coughing fit. All right, so everybody knows my husband, Steve Baldwin. If you have not had the pleasure of like seeing him on a live or in one of my videos, don't worry, I've got plans for him this next year, but he doesn't know that yet. But he is 100% the best supportive husband. He supports this crazy endeavor of stickers and planners and all of my shenanigans. So I texted him, and I was getting ready to start filming, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna need another soda for this evening just so that we can get through like everything that needs to get done. And he goes, okay, well, what are you gonna give me? And I got up and I stormed over there to, you know, go give him a hard time of being like, what do you mean? You know, we're trying to get stuff done. Anyways, he had his back turned, and I saw it, and right as I got to the door, and I went running into the office around the corner. He caught me out of the corner of my eye, and I went rah at him, and he and some expletives were said. But regardless, I was the epitome of rolling on the floor, LMAO. I was all just on the floor. I was laughing so hard. And he's like, I'm so glad that I could entertain you. And I could not stop laughing. I mean, I'm like, I am hurting my stomach over here. So that's now why I have a little bit of a raspy voice, because I not only roared at my husband, I've been laughing so hard and trying to calm myself down, go, ooh. Yeah, so it's yeah, we're just a good old ball of fun over here. But with the way this last week has gone, yeah, it's kind of good to just laugh. It's been a really long day as well. Not everything has kind of turned out the way that I have needed it to. So I had all my stuff planned and things have just gotten shifted. So no worries. We adapt and overcome. But I think I was talking about it in my last video, Friday's video, that, you know, our car had died. We've been having other problems with our other car, and all the shenanigans, and that we were in the market for looking for a new car. Well, we went and we found one more local to us, went and took it for a test drive, was pretty happy with it, and it was kind of the front runner. My husband, being my husband, kept looking because he knows how much I hate car shopping and I just want to get the whole process done and over with. He kept looking, and Saturday, in between all of my filming and stuff, he found a vehicle. So he comes in, he tells me all about it, and everything, and then he's like, but there's one thing to it. And I was like, oh no, no. He goes, it's in St. Louis. The part of St. Louis, on the other side of St. Louis. So you've got the big, like, suburb, like the big metropolis. What would it be considered? Whatever, the big city of St. Louis. And then you obviously have all, like, the little different suburbs. So where we're coming from is the southwest corner of Missouri, and we would need to travel up to the northeast corner. But it's not like we would be on the southwest corner of St. Louis. We'd had to go all the way up. So instead of it being like a 2-hour and 45-minute drive, it turns into a 3.5-hour drive. I know, right? So we had a rental car, and we kind of like looked at each other, and I was like, I really do not want to drive 3.5 hours to then just have to drive 3.5 hours back. And I was like, how sold are you on this vehicle? So it had low mileage. It's really much newer. So it's a 2022. We were getting it straight from a dealership. So it had one of their warranties attached to it. They had just dropped the price the night before, which is why it was never coming up in any of our searches when we were looking for it, because it wasn't within the price range that we wanted to spend, and everything. And so, my husband gave him a call. It was available, made sure that it was going to be fine for, our bank, our insurance, all of that. And within 10 minutes of him telling me, we jumped in the car and we drove 3.5 hours to St. Louis. The people there were absolutely wonderful. The salesman, which, what do I want to use? I really do kind of want to use, did I use sticky notes the last time? I think I did. Okay, so I did use sticky notes the time before. To be honest with you, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Okay, you know what? We're gonna not do the sticky notes this time, and we're gonna do what we have been doing, which is the alternating the patterned boxes and stuff like that. So, what did I do? I can't remember. This is always the hard process. Okay, so I did do that. Okay, so I'm kind of doing things just a little bit differently. That's okay. All right, let's go for it. So, we kept in contact with the dealership and was like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, we'll keep you apprised of how long it's going to take us to get there. You know, we gave him a call back and we said, hey, we're going to be driving up. And so he kind of stuck around and everything. And I'm telling you, it was great. He called us. We were getting ready to call him to let him know that we were about 45 minutes out. He actually called us and been like, hey, how much, you know, like, what's your ETA? Just so that I can, like, have the paperwork started, things like that. And we were like 45 minutes out. He's like, oh, awesome. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this paperwork. We're going to get it all situated out and have as much of it done for when you guys get here. We pulled up, we went inside. He showed the kids where the ice cream was. Let's do this here. He showed the kids where the ice cream was. The kids were like, oh, fantastic. This is amazing. He had the paperwork. We just had to provide insurance and our driver's licenses, and then we went back to the actual, like, signing all the documents and everything, looking over extended warranties, all that jazz. You know what dealerships want to tell you to do, you know, or want you to do. They've got to upsell things, right? So we're sitting there. We were literally, from the time we got there to when we had keys in hand ready to go, was maybe 30 minutes. It was the fastest car buying experience in the world. The nice thing is that we already had our pre-approval, so we were already pre-approved. It made it really simple in that regards. Oh, well, I think we're gonna end up kind of, maybe, I don't know. Will we? No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. We'll figure this out. I'm just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. So, we, whatchamacallit, was there for like I said, like 30 minutes, had the keys, you know, called our insurance company, got the car put on, and started our 3.5 drive home. Holy cow, you guys. So I am not a huge fan of driving at night. I have astigmatism. So the lights on, like, cars and stuff, like, you have the lights, but then if you've seen, like, the flares that come out from lights, sometimes that's what consistently happens. And so it is really, really hard for me to drive at night. I can do it. I just don't prefer to do it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to put down just yet. So it's not my ideal thing to do. I will do it if I have to. But this was hard. And you know, we took a couple of kids along with us so that they could keep us company. And obviously we had to drive another vehicle back. And, like, we were really happy that, we had the rental car that weekend. So we usually do a rental car every other week for my husband and son to go out to his taekwondo lessons, and it just so happened to be that weekend, and I don't think our car would have made it otherwise, so, like, our van, so that was really, it came in handy. Having that rental car really did come in handy. But yeah, we hightailed it back. We were listening to Disney music and 90s hits, and my daughter was like, my mother is crazy, she's lost her mind. The semis, oh my goodness, I hate semi trucks. They are not my favorites. They were horrible. They were horrible, but we made it. We made it home, got the rental car, returned, grabbed some dinner because we were starving at this point, and we literally just went to bed. It was not like, oh yay, let's do this again. It was very much like, we are exhausted, we are ready to go to bed, please just let us go to sleep. That's really what it was. So the tiredness is carried into today, and everything. Like I said, I had planned out my entire weekend, put all my stickers down, all of that, because most of the times our weekends are the same. There is not a lot of variation, and I can pretty much, put down what I need to put down. And stuff, but clearly this just kind of threw a wrench. So now all is good. And we can put our other car in the shop to get whatever's going on with it. I don't really think it would have made a trip to St. Louis, to be honest with you. I don't think it would have made it at all. So like I said, just, silver linings, blessings in disguise, that kind of happenings going on. So now we have a more reliable vehicle within a warranty. So should anything happen to it, we're able to take it in. And we ended up getting a 2022 Toyota Prius. Like I said, they ended up dropping the price, and it was a really great deal, low mileage. We've had a Prius before. My husband had a 2015 Prius when he was stationed in Chicago. Well, at first he had the Suburban that we had, and we drove that Suburban into the ground. We really did. We drove that thing into the ground. And he was like, I need another vehicle, and it was right around before all the close downs happened with the pandemic. So we ended up selling the Suburban because it was to go 18 hours. So where we were at in San Antonio to where he was at in Chicago was an 18-hour drive. To do that in a Suburban is very, very expensive. And most of the time he would fly. But we ended up deciding we needed a more economical vehicle. And he did his research and found a Toyota Prius that had like 140,000 miles on it. But it's a hybrid vehicle, and they're notorious for going to like 300,000 miles. The guy who sold it to us took really great care of it. And we drove that thing into the ground. So my husband did regular 18-hour trips, from Chicago to San Antonio to, visit us during his in-between training recruits in Chicago. So yeah, we did that for a while, and and then when we moved to Harlingen, we had that, and that was a great car. And when we moved to Bay City, we still had that car, and it was a great car. And then it died, and there was no place around to get it towed. We would have had to tow it over 2 hours to get it to a place. So it was just kind of like, wow, that really puts us in between a rock and a hard place. At that point, it had 256,000 miles on it. And we also didn't know what was completely wrong with it. So we ended up selling it to a car auction salvage place. They gave us a pretty decent penny for it, and then we just bought an in-betweener car until we could figure out what our next vehicle is going to be. And that in-betweener car actually lasted us quite a while. Like I said, we've had it for a full year. So definitely cannot complain. And I mean, when we say it was an in-betweener car, we're talking like a $2,000 car. Can it get us to point A to point B? Okay, cool. That's what we're gonna do. So this has been a nice welcome reprieve that has been definitely needed. So, all right, let's jump over here. And this is where we get all different. So like the first 4 days are gonna be very matched up. The last 3 days, not so much. So let's see. I mean, I could, no. Okay, we're gonna kind of jump to, no, we're not gonna jump. We don't need to jump. Jumping gets us nowhere. Okay, so Friday is gonna be kind of the oddball out. Cause let's see. Well, if I did 2 pattern days in a row and then I did 2 colored, would that be too weird? Let's throw caution to the wind and let's just do it. I mean, at this point, does it really matter too much? So we're just laying things down. We're just liking the way it's going. Okay, so yeah. So we are now ready and rearing to go and have a very secure vehicle. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Husband's happy. Also, we also have a permit driver in the house. So there is going to be no way that permit driver is driving my big van. Yeah. So there's another reason why. I mean, we had already been talking about what's going to be a vehicle because we need something for him, and stuff, because he's just starting to get to a point where he needs to be in so many different places compared to where we need to be, and that's just crazy and insane. Just insane. But I totally remember it how it was when I was a teenager, so I'm just kind of like, it's par for the course, I guess. You know, we'll just make do. Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna do. I don't think it's gonna matter too much that it went pattern, solid, pattern. Oh, well, I totally kind of messed it up. I should have, because it was pattern, solid, pattern, and this one should have been a solid. That is where I messed up. Oh well, okay. See, I get so ingrained in my story, and this is what happens. This is why we are changing things up this next year. I'm so excited. In fact, it will probably be where I have the ability to take off a couple of weeks in December from YouTube. I'm just kind of telling you guys what's going to be quote unquote happening. That way, during those couple of weeks, I'm actually able to kind of like pre-film things. So I'm gonna go back to doing voiceovers again, I think. It's not the most ideal thing that I want to do. However, with doing some things differently this next year, I kind of need, clearly we can see how I mess things up when I'm talking just like this. I kind of, come on, sticker. I kind of need all of my attention and focus, and I need to be able to, like, sometimes I wish I could put my head down a lot closer to my planner than what it is, but I can't because of the camera here, and I feel like I can maneuver things around so that I can get a little bit closer. Does that all make sense, or am I just, like, talking in circles and talking weird? But that's kind of the goal, and stuff. And so I think going back to the voiceovers, by doing some pre-filming, so to speak, it gives me the time to actually focus on the story at hand, on what I'm actually doing, and I get to bring back in where I get to put my plans down and the character stickers and that stuff again. So I have definitely missed that aspect of it. So that is what I say we, but me, are going back for. So yeah, so that's the best part about this, is that it definitely has allowed me to get ahead so that I can actually take those couple weeks off of not doing any videos and having the ability to pre-film quite a few spreads. So that's kind of what I am looking at doing. And then it also, by being able to pre-film some of those spreads, it's one, I'm not going to have to think of anything to talk about, which we all know sometimes I can't think of anything to talk about, and we do a lot of ums and ahs like this. But it will allow me to focus on the creative aspect of some of the planning. So, all right, so weekly is done. Now we just need the sidebar. So here we go. All right, so this is going to be the week of my son's 13th birthday. At the end of this week, I will, not this week that's coming up, but the week that I'm planning for. So the first week in November. Oh shoot, I'm supposed to put a glitter header. See, I am all sorts of not doing well. just not doing well. I need a nap. But at the end of this week that I'm planning for, he will be 13, and I will officially have 3 teenagers in the house, which I'm like, holy cow, this is insane. But I'm so excited. I know he's so excited to be 13. He has waited. That's probably one of the hardest things, is waiting. I mean, granted, you have to wait a full year for your birthday, but having your birthday in, say, like November is hard, because everybody else is having their birthdays during the year, and yours is closer to the holidays, where there's not, like, especially if you live in a place that gets cold and snows, it's getting dark early, all that stuff. It's really hard sometimes. Okay, so let's take this one. We're going to use important, because that's kind of what I'm going to gauge it for, because I do obviously have to plan some birthday shenanigans for this week. And then we will have the habit trackers, and then we'll be good to go. So this has been really kind of my solid sidebar way of doing things. It's just, I don't really have to look back, and it makes things very, very nice. So here we go. We are done for the week and ready to go. All right, you guys, thank you for sticking with me. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope your Halloween spreads are bringing you so much joy. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go film one more video, and then it is going to be back to the grind to get some orders done and things prepped for next week. So you guys have a wonderful one. Leave your comments down below, like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye now.